Welcome back, tributes to episode 60 of Into the Arena. I'm Holly,
And I'm Emily.
and we have another great episode for you. But before we dive in, we have the usual announcement. Join us for Tribute Talk this Thursday, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. We'll either be finishing up part two,
Part one.
or
Part two. Yeah.
a ballad, or we will hopefully be talking about a trailer,
Who
which
knows?
I mean, we've been
We
saying
keep
this for
saying this every
weeks.
episode.
Yeah, we're like, oh, maybe we'll talk about a trailer, maybe we won't, but it'll be fun no matter what with friends. So come join us live for that. And we have a fun, exciting new video coming up in the next few weeks. So keep your eyes open for that.
So, should we talk about what we're actually thinking as far as the trailer now? Because last episode, we thought it was going to be the last episode before the trailer, but clearly that hasn't happened yet.
Mm-mm.
So, we're kind of banking on the theory that CinemaCon is coming up at the end of the month, like the last week of April. And at last year's CinemaCon, they showed that Ballad logo teaser and then also announced the release date for the film. So we're kind of thinking that that might be a good opportunity for Lionsgate to release the teaser trailer.
Yeah, we're kind of just at this point guessing anything because
Yeah. Well,
we know as much as
also
you.
the Judy Blume movie that's coming out that Friday after CinemaCon.
Mhm.
So I think it's very likely, because that's a Lionsgate movie, the teaser could be playing in front of that movie. So I think there are some dots to connect there that make sense, but I don't know.
Mhm.
We're always guessing.
Yeah, we said it was going to be with John Wick, and here we are, mid-April.
Remember
And
when we were talking about maybe getting a Super Bowl commercial?
that was me. I was banking on that. Oh my gosh.
I didn't think that was going to happen,
I
but
know.
I would have been happy for you. I would have been happy for
Yeah,
us if we got
celebrating
it
no
that
matter what.
early.
Yeah. So this episode is all about trailer talk for Ballad. I guess when I was writing my notes for this episode, I was kind of going back to the first Hunger Games trailer that we got back in the day for the first movie. And I was kind of basing what I expect out of Ballad based off of what we got in that trailer.
Yeah, that's the one that came out like August 2011, right?
Mhm.
And just, you mean the one where Katniss just runs and like jumps over the log
Oh
and
no,
like
I was talking
shoots
about
the
the full
arrow?
trailer.
Oh, okay. Because I'm
Mhm.
like, it better be more than that.
Yeah. So like I'm kind of comparing the Ballad logo teaser to the first look that we get.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to think about it.
And then this is our first official trailer. So I mean, that video focused a lot on the games element. And I think I was focusing on the first movie because I feel like Ballad is the first movie all over again. Like it's creating this new
Yeah.
atmosphere, this new world that it's presenting to us. So I was kind of comparing it that way. I didn't look at Catching Fire or the Mockingjay movies about that, but I have some things about like what I am thinking are going to be in there.
It's funny that you say you're talking about Hunger Games and like thinking about it like that, because just keep thinking about Catching Fire and that
Mm,
first teaser trailer. I think it's mostly just because of the structure
mhm,
of Ballad having that third act that's kind of a surprise. Catching Fire was very similar in that way, where the last
mhm.
third was the games, and like when we were reading it, we weren't expecting it, and it's the same way with Snow and Sejanus going to District 12. So for me, like how that one is put together, that's kind of how I envision it, I guess.
When I was going through notes, my thing is I want them, like you said, to only focus on the first part of the book. I want them to
Mm-hmm.
do what they did. So there's this horror movie, Barbarian, that came out last year. And it was awesome because the whole trailer for it was the first 30 minutes of the movie, but you wouldn't know that until you went to the movie and you're like, what just happened? Because I didn't see the rest of the movie in the trailer. So for me, I really want to see just the introduction of Lucy Gray, the world building of the Capitol, the introduction of Snow, but I want no mention of them going to District 12 at all.
Yeah, I think that's probably most fans' desire is to not have anything from part 3. I think that would be a mistake. I
Mhm.
think that there will be things from part 3, but if you don't know what's happening in part 3, you won't be able to tell that that's what's happening. I
Mhm.
could imagine us getting like a shot of like Lucy Gray singing in like the meadow or something, but like you might think that that's from the beginning of the movie if you
Mhm.
don't know that part 3 is coming, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I have a feeling that's what they'll do because I mean it's Francis Lawrence and I feel like he wouldn't give away the end.
I hope not, but I also didn't think that they were going to give away the hanging tree being involved in any sort of way. And then there was that article, it's just straight out mentioned that Lucy Gray is the origin of the hanging tree.
Mhm.
So I don't know. They could give away things and not
Yeah.
leave it as a surprise. We'll see.
Well, I think the hanging tree kind of leads into what I expect from the
Mhm.
trailer. We talked about this on Tribute Talk a little bit, but I can see like the background music being her rendition of the hanging tree.
I agree. And I would really like that because, I mean, now that we kind of know that they're not keeping that a secret at all, I
Mhm.
think it would be smart to put that song specifically in the trailer just because that's a direct connection to the original franchise. Plus, I just want to hear her sing that song. I want to hear her sing all the songs,
Well,
honestly.
she was bragging about it this week. Rachel was saying like, I know how to play the songs on my guitar and blah, blah. I'm like, girl, you don't need to rub it in.
Oh my gosh, give us a little snippet.
Yeah.
At the same time, I would love for it not to be the hanging tree and be some other song because we know how the hanging tree goes. Like it's possible they could change it up a little bit, but I'd like to hear one of the original songs to Ballad, what route they're taking with that.
Yeah. But I'm kind of stuck on hanging tree just because like it'll get fans who only know the movies and are familiar with the movies
Right.
to call back. And I kind of want to leave the rest as a surprise. Like I hope I don't see too much in the trailer, but knowing us, like no matter what we see, we're going to screenshot every single second.
I
We're going to
know.
zoom into the back. We're going to say this, and this.
Piece together where different
Mhm.
like moments, is this moment? Is this moment? Ah.
I think that based on the teaser, they're going to be playing up the whole snake and songbird situation. I think that
Hmm.
we're going to see the snakes in the trailer, and I think
Okay.
we're going to see a couple
Okay, that
mockingjays.
was my question. 'Cause I was kind of thinking of this like, okay, if I had a bingo card of the trailer, like what's going to be in it? Like what would my
Mhm.
little squares be? And I feel like seeing a songbird and seeing a snake would be on my bingo card.
Yes, because if you go back to the teaser, the main focus is to find out, like, it's time to find out who is a songbird and who is a snake. I feel like they're going to be
Yeah.
playing that up a lot in the promos.
And I feel like there are going to be a lot of different songbird and snake moments to choose from. Like snakes
Mhm.
appear several different times, as well as the birds, jabberjays and mockingjays.
Mhm.
So I would
Yeah.
love to see that. What
Um,
character are you most excited to see in the trailer?
Lucy Gray. Oh my gosh, so
Okay. And
excited.
you think we're going to get to see the rainbow dress?
I think we will just because I think they'll focus on the reaping.
Right.
And if
And
they
well,
stay
she's
true to
wearing
the
it like
book,
the
she
entire
wears it in the
time.
games. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, oh yeah, she wears it all through the games.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see the rainbow dress if we're
I
not seeing part
can't
3.
wait.
So I think they're definitely going to focus on, well, I don't know if they're going to focus on the reaping. I think they're going to focus more in the trailer on Snow's side of it. This is how I think it's going to open. That giant hall at the Capitol that's filled with all of the people. And we're going to kind of see Snow's personality, like him, I
Mhm.
don't know, being like charming or like walking around, like doing his thing. And then
Mhm.
we'll see Dean Highbottom announce that he has the District 12 girl. And then we'll cut to a shot of him watching Lucy Gray like walk onto the stage. So I think it's going to be more like from his
Mhm.
perspective. And he's kind of like glaring at her, like, I don't know about this.
But I also wonder if they're gonna play it like a romance because of the first promo picture that we got.
I think they are gonna play it like a romance, but it's more like an enemies to lovers kind of thing, you
And get
know?
those people in the
I think
theater
we're
and then be
gonna
like, never mind.
definitely, if I'm thinking of like quotes we're gonna get in the movie, I think we're gonna get a shot of Snow at the train station and him saying "Welcome to the Capitol," because I feel like that's just like I don't know, that's would be a great little soundbite to put in a trailer and then show the Capitol.
I agree with you. What you're envisioning is very similar to what I was envisioning. I was kind of questioning if Dean Highbottom was going to be featured in it, but I mean like Peter and Viola are big
Yeah, they're
celebrities, so I
huge.
feel like they're gonna at least get like a cut to. So I was kind of envisioning like you open with the hanging tree, introduce Snow and the Capitol, and I kind of think we might get a glimpse of him and Tigress interacting. And then I
Yes.
think it's like him going to watch the reaping. And so I like your idea about announcing that there's another game. I also think that we're going to see Lucy Gray like through a television screen.
I do think we're gonna get Tigress and Snow, and maybe it makes more sense to open with the two of them and kind of talking about like where they're at. Like you have to do well in this, or like Snow has to land on top or something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that line could be in there. Dean Highbottom will probably just get like I feel like Viola and Peter will probably each get like a line
I think it'll
just
be
to
like
show that
so
they're
quick.
they're in
Yeah.
there. Yeah. I really want Gull's line to be I want there to be like a shot of something happening in the games, like it's kind of like scary or like violence, and then for Gull to be like, that's humanity undressed. Something like that,
Ooh,
you
I
know,
like
like
that.
telling Snow.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many good things that could be in there though. I just want to see
Yes.
everything.
I also thought that the trailer would end with Lucy Gray singing to the snakes. I think that that could be a potential scene that we get.
I think that could be at the end, but what I really want the trailer to end with is Lucy Gray saying, "It ain't over till the Mockingjay sings."
Oh my God, that would be so cool. Can we please put this trailer together? Like Lionsgate, can we like see
Honestly,
the whole
give me the
movie?
movie, give me the
We'll edit it.
footage. I'll put
Yeah.
it. I'll edit it right.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's so many things that are a possibility. And you and I were talking before, it's like, watch us be completely wrong with our predictions. Like, we're gonna see this trailer in a month, I would believe. It'll come out in a month.
Yeah,
And we can come back to this episode and we can judge ourselves based off of, or maybe on the off chance we're completely right. Like, we don't
we
know.
just like play it at the bottom, like as we're talking, and it's just like exactly what we said.
Mhm. And we're like, we swear we know nothing about it.
If it ended with Lucy Gray saying that line, what a fun line to end a trailer with first,
Mhm.
but also mentioning mockingjays, like, and it is so much about the songbird versus the snake. So I think they'd
Mhm.
want to lean into that. And mockingjay is something familiar from the original franchise. So
Mhm.
I just think it makes sense to put that line in there.
I'm just getting so hyped for this.
I feel like it's been a roller coaster. Like we've been so
Mhm.
hyped and then it like doesn't come out and so we're like kind of down about it and it's like, "Ugh, I don't even want to think about the trailer anymore, honestly."
I
But
know.
then we
It'll
get
be out
so
when it comes
hyped
out.
when we're talking about it again.
Mhm.
We're just ready.
So what are things that you hope don't make the trailer?
Well, I guess like we were saying all of part 3. I don't think this will happen, but I hope we don't get too much of Lucy Gray singing. I either want it to be the hanging tree or like one other song, but I don't want it to seem too over the top. Like even if it is over the top in certain points of the movie, like I don't want it to detract people like from being interested. I don't want it to feel like, oh my gosh, this is a musical.
Mhm.
I want it to feel like the music is in there tastefully, at least in the trailer. That's probably my biggest concern in terms of just like the general audiences is the musical aspect of it, even though I'm
Mhm.
excited.
A concern I have is bridging together the two capitals that we have. And I'm worried that because of the set photos, everything looks so cool and exciting for fans because we know that it's like a prequel. but I'm nervous about audience reaction to seeing the Capitol look like World War II era.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they open it and if they present it as a prequel. How are they going to introduce the fact that this is President Snow?
And can we
You know?
please get people to forget about Katniss for 1 second? Like,
Yeah, what
that's
I'm
my thing.
really, really hoping, I don't think they would do this, but I'm hoping that they don't open it with like a flashback to the previous franchise or before there was Katniss or like something like
Yes.
that. I don't want that because
I
that
think
just
that'll
sounds
ruin it for me.
cheesy to me. But there still is the challenge of connecting the two.
Hmm. And that's why the Hanging Tree would be a perfect connection.
Yeah, it would
But,
be.
and that's what another thing I was thinking, because we have the rumor that Donald Sutherland is in the final minute of Ballad, the movie.
Right.
And I'm like, what if I could see them potentially like in an alternate universe putting that final shot of him in the first movie watching
I
Katniss.
doubt it
No, I
just
doubt it too, but I'm
because
like, please no, don't
yeah,
touch
that
any
would
of
be
that.
terrible
Yeah.
because if there is a cameo with him at the end, I definitely want that to be a surprise. Even if
Hmm.
that ends up being confirmed that is happening, don't want to know anything about what that is. I posted on our Instagram, like, what's a line that you think would maybe make it into the trailer? And
Hmm.
someone did mention that line from The Hunger Games where Snow is saying, like, have you been out there 10, 11, 12? I
Hmm.
have. I'm like, I can't potentially see them starting with footage from The Hunger Games. I don't personally want that, but
No.
I could see it as a possibility.
Hmm. It's so hard because I want it to be done so nicely. I want it to be done just right.
And what is that?
I'm like, really, ever since I've seen Barbarian, like that horror movie I was referencing,
Hmm.
like I don't want to know anything that happens past a certain part of the movie. Like I feel like that'll definitely ruin it for me. I know I'll be excited to see it, but like I want to save some of it for the movie. Like I don't want to see the entire thing in the
Hmm.
trailer.
The one problem I see with not including anything from part three, though, for people who have just seen the movies and are interested, but they're like interested in the games aspect
Hmm.
of it, because I have seen a lot of comments from people, oh, there's a prequel. Well, does it have a Hunger Games? Like,
Hmm.
that's what people are interested in. I feel like once it gets to the games part and that ends, it's going to feel like the movie should end. And I
Hmm.
feel like a lot of people are going to be upset by part three. I mean, I feel like there are even readers who didn't enjoy part three. So I feel like we have to prepare people in a way, or it just has to be edited really well in the actual movie itself to not feel like, well, it should probably just kind of end here.
And it's so hard because it's like Ballad was written for big fans. And I know that there's big fans who don't enjoy Ballad. Like, I know I'm making a statement
Right.
and I get that. But at the same time, the reason that Suzanne wrote the book was to make a point. Like, the people who are obsessed with the games themselves are the capital. So it's like, do I really want to cater towards those people? Like, sorry if I'm being rude, but I'm like, do I
Yeah,
really want to cater
yeah, it's
towards
a
you?
weird thing, as it was like a fine line, I feel like, because
Hmm.
Suzanne wrote what she wrote and she said what she wanted to say, but at the same time, like, personally, I want the movie to do well and not get terrible reviews because, it's a series that we love so much.
Hmm.
So that's hard. I mean, ultimately, I would rather be personally happy than make other people happy.
Hmm.
So,
Because that's
yeah.
what I'm thinking. It's like, it's not like a series, so no other movie is
It's not a
dependent on
series.
this.
What do you mean? What do you
Well,
mean, Holly?
I mean, like, no other,
You
it's not
know,
like part one and part two. Like, if part one fails, part two isn't going to happen.
right.
So I'm like, you know what? If other people don't like it and I absolutely love it because it served the book, then I'll be
Mhm.
happy.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I think there is like that little thought of, well, what if she writes another book and then they don't want to make another movie because this movie doesn't do well, but I don't really think that's going to happen. So,
Hmm.
who cares what the critics say?
Yeah. We're going in there ballad strong. Okay.
You know, what I really do want to see, and what I think we might see, is one funny kind of like quick line from
Enjoy
Lucky.
the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Oh yeah, enjoy the show. I would love for that to be in it. I don't think that's gonna happen though. I think it'll be in the actual movie itself. I don't know if that's gonna make it into the trailer. I would love that though.
It's going to be so hard with Lucky because if they show Lucky, the fans are going to be comparing him to Caesar. And I'm like, everyone,
They're gonna
especially,
be like Caesar from Wish. And I'll be like, yes, exactly.
yeah, no. And I'm like, that's the thing right now with the Hunger Games Renaissance, especially on TikTok. Everyone loves Caesar Flickerman.
I know. Okay, Lucky has got to have some sort of like fun beat or something because
Mm,
Caesar Flickerman's is a bop.
yes, that's what it was trending on TikTok with the like dun 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 and making TikToks about like me having my interview with Caesar before I go into the arena.
I
Like,
love those
oh my
TikToks.
gosh.
Like
So
me
I'm
just
worried about
enjoying
Lucky.
myself before I go into the arena. I
Yes. So I'm like, please be kind to Lucky.
feel like there's been rumors out there about how fantastic he is.
Hmm.
So I'm excited. And I was excited when he first was cast. I've always been on the Lucky train.
You have. You have. I was thinking that Reese, guy with a movie camera, after he posted that shot of the like 75th games and then like the TV and stuff, like the old broadcasting area, I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of that too. So I'm excited.
I hope so. That would make me so happy. I feel like I just keep talking about the fact that I wish we got more of that reality TV aspect in the first movie. And I
Mhm.
mean, in Catching Fire too, we didn't like get hardly any back and forth except for the one room with Snow and Plutarch. I would love to have more back and forth between the arena and people watching it as a TV show.
Which I think we're going to get because it's from a Snow's point of view and a capital perspective.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
really excited for that. I haven't really been thinking much about it because when I read the book, I was focused in on like Lucy Gray's perspective, but I have to remind myself that it's not Lucy Gray. We're not following her through the tunnels of the arena. We're following Snow
Well, see,
watching it.
I guess that's what I hope we get, and that it's not just all on Snow's side because it is in Snow's point of view. So I
Hmm.
want to see like that back and forth between his point of view and what's happening with Lucy Gray.
Anything else you hope to see, you hope not to see?
It would be really cool if we got to see like the lab mutations in some form.
Okay, time predictions. What do we think the trailer is going to come out to?
I think it's going to be like 2 minutes.
I think it's going to be 2 minutes and 31 seconds.
I think that's too long
I think that's
for a
perfect.
teaser.
I think it's going to be 2 minutes and
Catching
31
Fire was
seconds.
like 2 minutes something, around 2 minutes.
Okay, we'll
I
come
mean,
back to
but
this.
it is the longest movie, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that gives us a few extra seconds.
So everyone comment or send us a message and tell us how long you expect the trailer to be.
2 minutes and 12 seconds. That's gonna be my guess.
Okay. Well, like Price is Right it. And
Well, this is without
if
going
it's
over. Are you sure you don't
yeah,
want to go down?
so if it's 2:13, you lose.
$1.
So I'm excited. Stay tuned, I guess. I have a feeling we'll find out in the next couple of weeks, but
I mean, it's gotta be soon. I mean, the latest has got to be first 2 weeks into May. There's no way they could go any later than that.
share with us your thoughts on what's going to be in the trailer. You can come back if you're from the future and you're watching this 10 years from now. How wrong were we?
Probably pretty wrong.
That's what I love about us making this podcast, especially a podcast for almost 2.5 years. And we can go back and watch our content and our thoughts, go back to our valid casting. Like when we made the casting episode, we were completely wrong.
Mhm.
Our soundtrack episode, we can see how
On
that comes
Tribute
out.
Talk when we're like breaking down all the set pictures and like zooming in and being like, is this a map on a book? What's this? And like eventually we're gonna see the real thing.
So let us know how wrong we were or how right we were.
Love
We
that.
are not affiliated with Lionsgate, so
I'm just hyped. Like I just
so
want it
hyped.
now.
Hopefully on Thursday we'll be talking about it, but we'll see. And on that note, join us for Tribute Talk Thursday night at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. And like we said, stay tuned for some awesome content coming because we are gearing up for Ballad. and we are
Yes.
picking it up. We are going.
We
We
are
are in the
fully
heart
in
of
our
it.
ballad era.
Yes. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.